Guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. First of all, I want to start off with apologizing that I didn't upload yesterday. I was a little bit too busy and then I was caught up in the trading action, and therefore you're getting now two videos today. Right now we are going to look at BTC, and a few hours from now I'll upload a video where we are going to look at ETH. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Now without further ado, let's start diving in. Like I said, we are going to look at BTC USD. Everyone is pretty euphoric right now after the movement that we had yesterday. And actually I wanted to make a video yesterday and say, well, if we are going up and we are not getting our bearish retest here on the value area low, where actually I was hoping and waiting for, then it could be a pretty swift move up, because there is not a lot of resistance on these lows. You can see that we're kind of just rolling over, not a lot of market structure, and exactly that is what happened. Once we broke the value area low, it was actually a very swift move up. To the point of control. There was really no resistance here at the golden pocket. The 78.6 didn't do anything, and also the value area high we went through pretty fast. This was not a short squeeze. A lot of people think that, but that is not the case. This initially the start of this move was just spot buying, but later on the shorts piled in on the critical levels, on the value area low, on the point of control, on the golden pocket, this high right here, and some other smaller levels. There was a extreme shorts that piled in on every resistance level, but because it just piled in, and once we recovered that level, those shorts need to be covered by buying the underlying asset. So to cover a short, you actually need to buy the position, and that caused for more fuel to the upside on every critical level. And the question is, of course, where do we go from here? So this fib we can take out. This was just measured from this high to this low, and now of course we broke it to the upside. Like I said, no surprise from my side. I was actually hoping for lower. I was really actually waiting for this move to happen, to then kind of retest the lows of this cluster of trading. That actually would be super nice. Then we can also just grab a lot of liquidity and then go higher. But I have to say, in 2020 hindsight, shall we say, the signs were there. You can see there was already a bullish divergence here on the 4 hour, and then we had here tiny sweep of the low with this SFP. This was then with the inflation data, and then actually went quite fast higher. And now, yes, we are extremely overbought on the 4 hour, but I do think that there is more room to the upside. So we took out this high right now. We only have this one bigger high at 25,200 above us. That is the top here from mid-August, 14th of August. That top that we put in before we really started dumping down. Also on Bybit, this candle's exactly as low as this top right here. So that's an important one. And if we break that, then of course we still have that golden pocket, approximately 26,000 above us. That is then measured from the significant high that we put in here. As you can see, that was before the major dump, and then all the way here until the low. So I think once we reach that 26k, it might get some resistance, but on the other hand, there is also actually not a lot of volume. So yes, I hope that we do get some resistance, but there is not a lot of volume. So I have to take into account that once we break it and we go through the golden pocket, that there is a chance that we are going high to 28, 29k. Could we go lower from here? Absolutely, if that happens. So let's say we are not taking out the 25,200 and we are just going low from here to maybe retrace a little bit. Very easy. I would just take the fib retracement. Have to say, right now, nothing lines up that I'm thinking, nice. The 38.2 is then already underneath the value area high. The 0.5 is right underneath that very macro value area high. The golden pocket is also right here in the middle, so it doesn't really nicely lined up. We do have some other levels, some dailies and weeklies, but so far actually I think the best you can get is maybe a retrace here to the value area high before we are going higher, but we might not even get that because the sentiment is just extremely bullish right now, and the real story is in the money flow. If I just look here at the 1 hour, you can just see how incredibly thick that money flow is. Also on the 4 hour it looks pretty good, and we now have a very steep correction here. Also on the 12 hour you can see money flow is just kind of almost bouncing off from the zero line. We didn't really hit it, but almost bouncing off. Now the momentum wave is pretty steep. Also here on the daily, pretty steep. Money flow is still thick. RSI's together. The same was also, by the way, for the 12 hour. So yeah, it doesn't look at all that that we are going to reverse anytime soon. You could say, you know what, since we are creating higher highs, that this might be the beginning of a major bearish divergence. That will still take at least maybe a week to play out, but that could be a scenario. Like I said, I actually wanted to go lower before we went higher, but sometimes you just have to take what the market gives you. How likely do I think the chances that we are going to break the 25,200? I would say pretty likely. I would be surprised if we go lower from here. We could retrace a little bit, maybe do something like this and then go higher, but I would be very surprised if we do not at least SFP this or break it or test it. The real question is actually, once we do this, what happens right after? Is it an SFP and do we go back? Do we close in maybe an hourly above, but let's say 12 hour or daily underneath again? Do we break it and then consolidate a little bit? That really determines for what is going to happen next. So really like a week and 2 weeks from now. If this is again, let's say a quick move and maybe a retrace or a bounce once or two times and then go higher, that is of course super strong and super bullish. Then we broke the level, we tested the golden pocket, retraced a little bit. The 25,200 is then support again. 1 or 2 tries and boom, higher. Then really you could go quickly to 28k. If let's say we tap it and we go lower or we SFP it, then this becomes all of a sudden a very nasty level, because then it was the low of the dump. It was here the high, like I said already in mid-August. Well, it's a little bit further now on the screen, but it was the high in mid-August, and then again it is a resistance level now almost 6 months later. So then I think we can get a very fast and nasty move down. A lot of people are saying that this move up was great, this is super bullish, but actually it is not, because you don't have a lot of market structure here. It was pretty fast, so everything that goes fast up can also quickly go fast down again. So what is better is there something like stair stepping, or maybe something that does a little bit like this, but like I said, there is not really any market structure. So this could be a level, and this could be a level where we could bounce off from. So if something negative happens for what kind of reason, do keep in mind that we could retrace all of this completely. I do not think so, but there is a chance. And let's say that we are then bouncing off from the 25.2, then I do think that we are going to retrace completely, and I actually also think that this low will then also be taken out, because it just signals super bearishness. Because what could happen is that we do something like this, consolidate here a little bit above the value area high, and then also that breaks, and that is then it shows that it is not support anymore. And once you break the value area high, very most likely you're going to test the value area low, and then since it's not so much space between the very low and the low that we had here, I think we're going to break everything again. Just as fast as that we then went up, we can also go down. Again, I'm not in that camp right now. I do think that we are going to go higher, but it looks like, at least on the 1 hour, that this could definitely do something like this, and maybe then we get a little bit of a retrace or cooling down, that we have a little bit of a bearish divergence. But I would be careful by putting in a lot of shorts, because right now the sentiment is just pretty good. Also this 4 hour, maybe we retrace a little bit or spend some time here before we go lower, but then still you can have a lot of impulse moves to the upside. And like I said, also on the bigger time frames, the 12 hour, the 1 day, the 2 day, it just looks pretty good. So you just need then quite some time before that really reverses. You also see that actually here, that this also just needed quite a lot of time before we really had that move to the downside. Alright guys, that will be it for now. You kind of now know where I'm looking out for. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click, and also if you don't miss anything, leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think this is useful. And like I said, in a few hours from now I will also be uploading a video about ETH, where we're going to look at ETH is a little bit different than than BTC, but it might play catch up and it might go faster very soon than BTC, so that might be a great move to catch. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much. See you next one. Bye bye.